our feet. We follow where they lead, through the static and the steam. These sidewalk cracks are veins of something real, pumping life through steel and glass. Moments no one sees, but we feel them in the breeze. We feel them in the breeze. Midsummer dreams in grayscale, shadows dance on urban trails. Your fingerprints on everything in the oil slick rainbow sheen. Hum of traffic like a tide, washing over you and I. We paint the town in whispers while the world is blinking slow. And we're floating through the avenues, neon melting into blue, finding beauty in the broken things we never knew. These sidewalk cracks are maps of where we've been, hidden tracks beneath our feet. We follow where they lead, through the static and the steam. These sidewalk cracks are veins of something real, pumping life through steel and glass. Moments no one sees, but we feel them in the breeze. These sidewalk cracks are maps of where we've been, hidden tracks beneath our feet. We follow where they lead, through the static and the steam. These sidewalk cracks are veins of something real, pumping life through steel and glass. Moments no one sees, but we feel them in the breeze. 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 Salt crust on my linen dress, your voice a distant frequency. The shoreline rewrites every memory with each wave that crashes through. Polaroid color softly bleeding, static where your face had been. I let the undertow decide what stays and what dissolves. And the humidity rises now, between what was and what is real. I'm learning how to breathe again, in the space you used to fill. This is the sound of forgetting, ocean static in my head. All our summer sins are settling into seabeds we won't tread. The reverb of your goodbye washes out with the tide. I'm dissolving into the blue until there's no more you. Midnight swims in phosphorescence, your ghost a bioluminescent blur. I count the seconds between swells to measure how much I unlearn. The wind erases my eyeliner and every promise that we made. I surrender to the pressure of depths where fill. This is the sound of forgetting. Ocean static in my head. All our summer sins are settling into seabeds we won't tread. The reverb of your goodbye washes out with the tide. I'm dissolving to the blue until there's no more you. This is the sound of forgetting. Ocean static in my head. All our summer sins are settling into seabeds we won't tread. The reverb of your goodbye washes out with the tide. I'm dissolving into the blue until there's no more you, no more you, no. I found your t-shirt in the dunes last week. Smells like salt and something I can't keep. We said this was temporary, just a phase, but your fingerprints are still on my burgundy shades. Mosquito nets and tangled sheets, whispered promises that tasted bittersweet. You were running from something back home. I was just trying not to feel alone. Now the tide's pulling back, revealing everything we lack. Satellite phone won't reach, and you're just out of speech. It was an honest mistake, thinking we could bend without break. Just two strangers in a rented room, playing house beneath the paper moon. Your silhouette against the reef, the kind of memory that cuts too deep. Now the trade winds carry your name, and I'm left with the blame for this honest mistake. I watched you pack that canvas bag at dawn. Said you called, but I knew you'd be gone. Left a seashell on the nightstand note. Hollow sound, empty words you wrote. The ceiling fan still spins the same, chasing shadows that don't have a name. The little bar with the broken jukebox, we danced to static, lost in the aftershocks. Now the tide's pulling back, revealing everything we an honest mistake, thinking we could bend without break. Just two strangers in a rented room, playing house beneath the paper moon. She hums through the drywall at 3 a.m. Siren songs from the apartment next to mine. I know the rhythm of her breathing through these partitions we're intertwined. City fans spinning, sweat on our skin. Conversations bleed through the paint. I catch her laughter like a secret, spilling through the ventilation grate. This building breathes as one. Her footsteps are my only drum. We're strangers, but we share these halls, and I know her life through paper thin walls. Paper thin walls, paper thin walls. Hear the rain fall of a shower late at night. Paper thin walls, paper thin walls. Every whisper becomes blinding summer light. We're just inches apart, but we're worlds away. These barriers are breaking my heart in the heat of the day. She fights with her lover on Tuesdays. I press my palm against the cool plaster. Muffled apologies through the stud frames. I'm eavesdropping on her disaster. Her vinyl collection, I know every scratch. The song she plays when she's alone. I dance in my kitchen to a sadness, two solos in adjacent zones. This building sighs as one. Her cries become my setting sun. We're neighbors in this vertical sprawl, and I feel her pulse through paper thin walls. Paper thin walls, paper thin walls. Hear the rain fall of her shower late at night. Paper thin walls, paper thin walls. Every whisper becomes blinding summer light. We're just inches apart, but we're worlds away. These barriers are breaking my heart in the heat of the day. I could knock, I could say, hey, I know you. But the mystery's sweeter when it's almost true. So I'll stay right here till the framing, living in the spaces between your name. Perfect thin walls, perfect thin walls. Hear the rain fall of a shower late at night. Paper thin walls, paper thin walls. Every whisper late July and the sky's coming undone at the seams. Neon bleeding through the horizons, lithium dreams. Your aviators catch the dashboards, analog glow of mangrove shadows stutter like a VHS show. The FM tuner locks on a frequency foreign. Spanish static becomes our only version of a conversation we'll never complete, while I'm collecting star maps from the passenger seat. This is where the timeline bends, where every ending just suspense in the space between your breath and the ocean frequently. Passenger seats hold the weight of what we don't say, strapped in beside you while the world drifts away. These miles are ours, these moments are fleeting. Just a girl in the passenger seat, watching your silhouette dissolve into the rear view holds a version of me that only exists in this symmetry. Passenger seats. Now it's midnight and the air tastes like salt tinged ozone. Your thumb traces circles on the wheels, worn out bone. Phosphorescent waves write secrets on the windshield glass. I'm decoding braille from the street lights, thrall as we pass. The playlist loops, but the feeling's original sin. Every bridge reminds me we're just chemical within. The highway hums a hymn that's nearly spiritual, while I'm archiving angles of your profile's residual. This is where the timeline bends, where every ending just suspends in the space between your breath and the ocean's frequency. Passenger seats hold the weight of what we don't say, strapped in beside you while the world drifts away. These miles are ours, these moments are fleeting. Just a girl in the passenger seat, watching your silhouette dissolve into the heat. The rear holds a version of me that only exists in this symmetry. Passenger seats. Maybe we're just particles in drip, strangers in a temporal give. The road unwinds our separate fate, but here we pause, here we wait. In the in-between passenger seats hold the weight of what we don't say, strapped in beside you while the world drifts away. These miles are ours, these moments are fleeting. Just a girl in the passenger seat, watching your silhouette dissolve into the heat. The rear view holds a version of me that only exists in this symmetry. Passenger seats. In this peripheral light, just a blur in your sight. The version that the mirror keeps only when the engine sleeps. Passenger seats. Passenger seat. Secondary light incomplete. Until the timeline bends again. Until the timeline bends again. Looking at the world through tempered glass, coastal asphalt unwinding like a spool of thread. Your knuckles loose on the wheel, cash syrup pooling on your shoulder line. I could reach out, but I like this weightless view, where I'm not steering, just absorbing you. This passenger seat perspective makes the horizon bend and breathe. I'm a witness, not an architect of where we're going, what will be. The rear view holds the moments that dissolve like sugar in the heat. This passenger seat perspective is the only place I need to be. You take the bluffs with practiced easy drift, while I memorize the freckles below your hairline. The sun fractures through the front silhouettes, painting Morse code on your forearm. The air conditioner hums a minor key, mixing with your breathing, syncopated peace. I watch the odometer climb like some kind of release. Every digit is a promise we won't keep. And the sky bleeds into lavender and rust, a slow dissolve of daylight into dust. I could take the wheel, but I surrender to the ride. Let you navigate the coastline while I hide. This passenger seat perspective makes the horizon bend and breathe. I'm a witness, not an architect of where we're going, what will be. The rear view holds the moments that dissolve like sugar in the heat. This passenger seat perspective is the only place I need to be. Maybe destination's just a fiction we maintain to justify the motion and the name. The truth lives in the blur between exit signs, the conversation in the transmission line. I'm learning how to let the asphalt unwind me, how to trust the scenery to remind me that control is just another kind of cage, and this view makes sense from the passenger stage. This passenger seat perspective makes the horizon bend and breathe. I'm a witness, not an architect of where we're going, what will be. The rear view holds the moments that dissolve like sugar in the heat. This passenger seat perspective is the only place I need to be. This passenger seat perspective is the only place I need to be. Your fingers find mine at the red light pause, a quiet close in the cosmic cause. The engine idles, but we're still moving somewhere deep. This passenger seat perspective is the only place I need to be. FM dial spinning through the static. Your frequency's a ghost tonight. Salt on my skin from a swim at 7. The moon's a silver microphone. Transmission lost somewhere in the kelp beds. I'm scanning empty ocean airways. The lighthouse flickers like a broken sand. tide pulls out and leaves a shape that looks like you, but it's just driftwood, it's just residue. This is radio silence, this is white noise love, this is finding signals in the space between the stars. This is offshore static, this is driftwood frequency. I'm broadcasting nothing to the void and you're not listening. This is AM decay, this is shortwave memory. This is humming empty channels at the sea. I found your old transmitter drowned in tide pools, rusted dial still set to almost. The constellations rearrange their letters, spelling out, please stand by. My phone screen shows no service, just a sun-bleached picture of us pixelated by the heat. The trade winds interfere with my reception, bending words until they break. And the waves keep breaking like a code I can't decode. And the palm fronts write your name in Morse against the sky. The shortwave hiss is singing me to sleep tonight. A lullaby of interference, soft and high. This is radio silence, this is white noise love, this is white noise signals in the space between the stars. This is offshore static, this is driftwood frequency. I'm broadcasting nothing to the void and you're not listening. This is AM decay, this is shortwave memory. This is humming empty channels at the sea. I'm talking to the moon like it's a satellite, hoping the delay will bring you back to me tonight. This is radio silence. This is radio UK. This is radio silence. This is where I let you go. This is radio silence. This is white noise love. This is finding signals in the space between the stars. This is offshore static, this is driftwood frequency. I'm broadcasting nothing to the void and you're not listening. This is AM decay, this is shortwave memory. This is humming empty channels at the sea. This is the last transmission that I'm sending out. I'm signing out. I'm fading out. I'm signing out. Atlantic static on your skin, Salt crystal where your collar begins. You flick a lighter just to watch it spark. 7 times a night the sky goes dark. Humidity got my patience thin. Mosquito wine beneath my skin. The tangle look you give, I'll reef and wreck. Swear I can taste the thunder on your neck. Mango sweet on your fingertips. Pressure drops in the mint sticks. Every word we don't say fills the space where the lightning stays. Fuse burning shorter in this heat. Heartbeat drummer in the backseat. 3 seconds till the whole thing glows. Count it down, baby, here we go. Short fuse, long night. Your mood's a monsoon. I'm the strike. We don't make sense in the morning light, but now we feel right. Short fuse, wild flame, Pacific typhoon with no name. Blow the breaker, forget the blame, burn the whole thing down tonight. Burn it down, down, down. Rain finally hits at 2 a.m. We doze in the doorway, condensation. Your anger's just passion in disguise. I see the tempest in your eyes. Palm fronts tapping Morse code lies. This will last, we both know it's unwise. But your nicotine kiss tastes like summer sin in paradise. Satellite signal breaking up. Your touch is a drone shot from above. Static between us turns to song. We've been wired wrong all along. Fuse burn shorter in this heat. Heartbeat drummer in the backseat. 3 seconds till the whole thing glows. Count it down, baby, here we go. Short fuse, long night. Your mood's a monsoon. I'm the strike. We don't make sense in the morning light, but now we feel right. Short fuse, wild flame, Pacific typhoon with no name. Blow the breaker, forget the blame, when the whole thing down tonight. Burn it down, burn it down. Your fuse is my favorite flaw. Countdown clock without a pause. T-3 and I'm the cause. Detonate these paper walls. Short fuse, long night. Your mood's a monsoon. I'm the strike. We don't make sense in the morning light, but now we feel right. Short fuse, wild flame, Pacific typhoon with no name. Blow the breaker, forget the blame, burn the whole thing down tonight. Short fuse, surge spray, kinetic energy we can't delay. One more spark and we'll ricochet through the haze of this endless day. Endless day, endless way. Fuse is out, but the heat stays. Oh,